It's fine. It's Financial Information Month in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. Financial empowerment through education. If you don't know what that is, let me tell you all about it. Learn to spend wisely. Invest to grow your money. Business stability. Step up financially. Help build the region's economy. Work to financial security. Prosperity for all of we. FIM is for you and me. FIM is for everybody. So tell your friends and your whole family. Financial empowerment through education. Build yourself and the entire region. Learn to spend wisely. Invest to grow your money. Business stability. Step up financially. Financial Information Month. Financial empowerment through education.
Deputy Governor Dr. Valda Henry, Senior Management of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, managers and executives, members of Financial Information Month partners across the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, reporters and media practitioners, those of you joining us online via Facebook and YouTube, welcome to the 2025 Financial Information Month Festival Regional Media Launch. Here at the ECCB, we invoke God's presence in everything we do, and so we start by inviting Senior Manager, Client Experience at First National Bank St. Lucia Limited, Vernell Joseph, to lead us in prayer. Vernell, we are not hearing you.
Thank you for gathering us here today at the start of Financial Information Month. We are grateful for the gift of knowledge, wisdom, and the opportunity to empower ourselves and others through financial education. Lord, we ask for your blessings on this initiative. Grant us clarity of mind, discipline in our decisions, and the courage to make choices that build stronger futures for ourselves.
We have lost you again, Vernell.
Bless all the speakers, participants, and organizers who have dedicated their time and talents to this cause. We place this program in your hands and ask for your guidance, wisdom, and protection throughout Financial Information Month. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. And welcome again, everyone. We have Financial Information Month partners and some media houses across the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union joining us at our agency offices, and we have some joining virtually. Welcome all. For the past 23 years, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank has been partnering with financial institutions in our 8 member countries, financial institutions, government agencies, media, private sector organizations to host Financial Information Month. Our theme is financial empowerment through education. And through this, we just want to empower our citizens, provide them with financial information to help them make sound financial decision. That is what Financial Information Month is all about. We target from the little ones up to everybody. Financial Information Month is for everybody. I will now invite our Deputy Governor, Dr. Valda Henry, to bring you opening remarks.
Thank you, Shimalan. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mrs. C. Teresa Smith, our Director and Corporate Secretary, Corporate Governance Unit, all the heads of departments and management and staff of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, our FIM partners, specially invited guests, students, teachers, members of the media, all of you online via Facebook or YouTube channels, fellow citizens and residents of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. It is with great pleasure I stand here to bring our opening remarks on the launch of our Financial Information Month Festival 2025. At its 45th meeting held in Grenada on the 26th to the 27th of July 2002, that's 23 years ago, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank Monetary Council designated October 2002 as Financial Literacy Month in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. Over the past 23 years, this regional campaign has flourished into a dynamic platform for building financial resilience. It's now observed as Financial Information Month Festival. It remains an enduring expression of the ECCB's commitment to empowering families, young people, entrepreneurs, and our communities. Through this transformative initiative, citizens and residents across the ECCU have strengthened their financial knowledge and gained the confidence to make informed choices for a stronger, more secure future. It is this vision of a stronger, more secure future that inspires the Big Push, the development challenge issued by our own governor, Timothy N.J. Antoine, on July 19, 2023, at the launch of the ECCB at 40 celebrations. And so in partnership with the Monetary Council and the bank's leadership, we are committed to ensure that we double the GDP of our countries within 10 years, but also, and more importantly, to double the wealth of our citizens within that 10-year bracket. And so that's a lot. It's a very ambitious campaign, but in fact, it can be done. And this is why the FIM Festival is so critical. Critical to convert savers into investors, which will then lead to the strengthening of the resilience, the financial resilience of our citizens. And financial resilience is very critical. It's not just about bouncing back in place, but it's bouncing forward. It's to ensure that our citizens, we are faced with so many, natural disasters and other, challenges that can compromise our financial safety and soundness. And that is why it's so important to build our financial resilience. I always say without financial independence, there is no real independence. And financial resilience will help to strengthen our independence as individuals and as a nation. Within the ECCB's mission statement, advancing the good of the people of the currency union by maintaining monetary and financial stability and promoting growth and development. This is at the heart of everything we do at the ECCB. And because of that, we also have worked to make access to banking simpler and more inclusive. A major milestone in this effort is the establishment of the basic bank account, known as the First Step Savings Account. Tailored for the unbanked and underbanked across the ECCU, First Step offers persons 18 years and older an easy and affordable entry into the formal banking system. The account is free to open, carries no maintenance fees, requires no minimum balance, and earns interest at 2% per annum, thereby removing barriers that have traditionally kept many outside of the formal banking system. And I know the young persons who've just started, like Cecil and a few other young people, they could not have a bank account unless their parent, even if they were young workers. And so First Steps give them that step to independence and financial independence. Our financial inclusion thrust extends beyond saving to investing. I was just watching last night, you know, sometimes when you speak about something and you open your phone or your computer, some things just pop up. And Governor, just on the weekend, was talking about converting savers to investors. And voila, last evening, a clip came. And there was this young man interviewing this young lady, 33 years, and she was a millionaire, first black one, as she said, first in her family. And he asked her a few questions. You know, how did you become a millionaire? You know, what are some of the secrets and so forth? And she worked for many years before she moved on her own on Wall Street. And so he said, okay, so what are some of the lessons you learned on Wall Street? And she said, she worked with very high worth net clients. And one of the things she saw from them and lessons learned, 10% of their money was in cash, only 10%. 80% was in marketable securities, bonds, equities, mutual funds, EFTs, and 10% for alternative investment. And in fact, that's what they use to really leap themselves forth. Because if it's only 10% in, very risky assets, if it's work, it works. If it doesn't work, then you only lose 10%. You're still 90% strong. But sometimes in our region, we do it on the reverse. We maybe have about 50, 60% in cash, 40% in these pyramids and other, wild green schemes, I call them. And then when something happens, we have no resilience at all. We are not just on our knees, we are flat on our faces. And so it's really critical that we understand, the allocations. And, growing up, our grandparents and elders always said to us, they spoke about that. And that's what they spoke about, diversification. Even if they didn't use that big word. What did they say? Never put all your eggs in one basket. And that advice remains true today. So moving from savers to investors, we'll move some of the cash into marketable securities. And that's where the growth of the ECSC bond market is critical, and the role of ECSRC, the regulator of ECSC, is so critical in that financial soundness. So this for us, from moving from saving to investing, led the ECCB Monetary Council and the Regional Debt Coordinating Committee to approve the development of a retail bond market designed to encourage greater participation by household investors and to foster a culture of investment across our region. Our own Gilletta, Edinburgh, what is the marriage name again, Gilletta? Okay, will tell us a little more about that. So I won't steal her thunder. But I really want to encourage persons to participate. Moving from $5,000 to $500. Just think of that. That is not even one night for music festival tickets. Just think about that. And the returns are so much more than even the 2%. So by reducing the minimum investment from that $5,000 to $500, the retail bond market opens doors for thousands more households to participate in building wealth, ensuring that our people can truly move from savers to investors. I guess by now you've noticed that theme of the speech is savers to investors. A perennial theme of Financial Information Month Festival. And we look forward to sharing more about this exciting development later today and in the months to come. Today is just the introduction, but I expect Julieta and her team to be really everywhere I turn across the ECCU to encourage persons to save. Tell your grandparents, tell your parents, tell your friends, and even young people, you get a lot of allowances. Don't spend it all. Save some so you can go and buy your own share on that bond market and other securities. As the ECCB and our FIM partners work to nurture a culture of saving and investment across the ECCU, we recognize that there is progress yet to be made. For instance, the ECCB's inaugural Financial Literacy and Inclusion Survey revealed that one in every two persons in the currency union is not financially resilient. What that says to me, that's about 50%. And that's very high, because it means I always say lack of financial resilience and financial independence has much more implications than just inability to meet our needs. It hampers and limits our own creativity and innovation, which are so critical for the growth and development of our region. Because if you're worrying about your bills and where tomorrow lunch is coming from and where the school fees for the children and so on, you can't be thinking about how do I grow my wealth and double my wealth in 10 years. No. How do I make my own business better for small business owners? And even our employees in some of our well-established institutions. Some of them are financially unsafe. They can't bring their best self to work. So financial resilience is so critical so that we can bring our best selves in whatever fields we find ourselves. Financial resilience, I said that already. No. So this level of vulnerability does not work well with us. So at the ECCB, we are playing our own part. As we promote financial education, we're also strengthening financial consumer protection. And over the last year, we have been on consultations all over the ECCU, talking about the Office of Financial Conduct and Inclusion, or FCI, talking about the Eastern Caribbean Financial Standards Body to provide a regulatory arm for the non-LFIs, which is the financial institutions not regulated by the ECCB, but by their local regulators. We're also talking about deposit insurance to protect some of your savings in event of a bank failure and others. So we're working really hard, and as part of that, the Banking Act, or ECCB Agreement and Banking Act of 2015 has been revised into the ECCB Banking Act Amended Bill of 2024, which is a holistic representation of all of our efforts and features enhancements to the regulatory framework which embody banking and supervisory best practices. Of particular note, the bill introduces a new area of market conduct supervision which supports consumer protection, promotes financial literacy and inclusion, and market integrity. To date, this bill has been passed in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Antigua and Barbuda, and our own St. Christopher and Nevis. We have 5 more countries we are waiting on to pass the bill. It has been passed in some countries, had a first reading, but you need 2 and sometimes 3 readings. So we are hoping that hopefully by the end of 2025, all the remaining countries would have passed the amendment in Parliament. I now take this opportunity to place on record the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank's deep appreciation for the passion and dedication of our FIM festival partners, several of whom are here in the room with us as well as online. The truth is, without your tireless efforts each year to help advance the transformational cause of financial education and the work that you do on a daily basis serving the people of the ECCU, we could not get it done. You are critical. You know, it's almost like the African proverb, Ubuntu. We are because of you. So they recognize, our partners do, that financial education is not only a public good, but also a catalyst for stronger, more informed participation in and growth of our financial sector. Together, we will build a more financially literate, resilient, and prosperous Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. As I said, I won't tell you much, anything else. I'm about to wrap up because the agenda is well put together. There are going to be lots of presentations, and our presenters will tell us and outline also the exciting calendar of events taking place across our member countries. And you know, that's the beauty of the ECCU and the ECCB. We work not just in one country. We serve not just one country, but we serve 8 countries across our ECCU. So I will just say to you that in a very real way, the dedication of our partners to advance our shared mission and ensuring that Financial Information Month Festival continues to inspire and empower citizens and residents throughout our ECCU. So as we embark on this year's Theme Festival 2025, let us commit to turning knowledge into action, and action into lasting financial resilience and wealth across our ECCU. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Governor, for setting the tone for the 2025 Financial Information Month Festival. You heard some key terms that she kept repeating: resilience, financial inclusion, financial independence, and she ended on the big one, wealth. And so we'll go right into a presentation from Corporate Communications Officer, Ministry of Finance, Grenada, Wealth Creation, Dwight Sampson.
Dr. Valda Henry, Deputy Governor, ECCB, and Management and Staff of Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. Ms. Vanel Joseph, Senior Manager, Client Experience, First National Bank of St. Lucia. FIM partners throughout the sub-region, esteemed media colleagues at ECCB and throughout the sub-region, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is an honor to address you today on the matter that goes to the very heart of our development, our resilience, and our shared future as countries of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. That matter is wealth creation, not simply in the narrow sense of accumulating money, but in the broader, deeper sense of building opportunity, prosperity, and sustainable livelihoods for our people. We in the ECCB sub-region are bound together by history, geography, and a shared currency. We are small island developing states, and while our size may bring its own challenges, it also offers a unique opportunity for innovation, flexibility, and cooperation. You see, friends, for far too long, we have been defined by what we lack, limited by our land space, measured by our resources, and highly vulnerable to external shocks. But wealth creation requires us to shift our perspective, to see our people, our creativity, our natural environment, and our regional cooperation as our greatest assets. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank reminds us in its regular reports that while our economies have shown resilience, our structures remained narrow. Too much of our economic lifeline depends on tourism, remittances, and a handful of agricultural exports. This dependency has left us exposed to risk, we cannot control, from hurricane and rise in energy costs to global recessions and pandemic. If we are serious about creating wealth that lasts, we must commit ourselves to diversification, resilience, and inclusivity. We must invest in our people. Our young men and women are not simple job seekers. They are potential job creators, innovators, and entrepreneurs. That requires us to give them the skills for tomorrow: digital literacy, renewable energy expertise, technical and vocational training, and a mindset that sees opportunities beyond our shores. Imagine this: a student in Grenada should be able to develop software for a client in New York. A farmer in St. Lucia should be able to sell value-added cocoa products to Europe. A musician in Antigua should be able to earn royalties on digital platforms, and a photographer in Montserrat should be able to sell their images halfway across the world. These are not just dreams, they are possibilities if we build the right enabling environment. We must also tackle the barriers that make doing business in our regions difficult. Too often, our entrepreneurs are held back by red tape, high electricity bills, unreliable air, land, and sea transports, or limited access to finance. If we are to create wealth, we must modernize our infrastructure, invest in renewable energy to cut costs, expand broadband connectivity to every community and village, and strengthen our financial system so that small businesses can access affordable credit. When we reduce costs and open doors, we unlock potential, and that is potential for greatness. But wealth creation cannot stop at our national borders. The ECCB countries already share a common resource, our common currency, one of the greatest symbols of regional integration in the world. Let us build on that strength. Let us harmonize our regulations, create larger, too large for one country alone. Whether in climate resilience, renewable energy, digital transformation, together we are stronger, and together we can attract the investment and financing that no one island could secure on its own. Wealth creation must be sustainable. Our environment is not just sceneries or backgrounds. It is the foundation of tourism, our agriculture, our fisheries, and our way of life. If we degrade it, we destroy wealth. If we protect it, we multiply it. The ECCB has already signaled its commitment to this by joining international efforts in sustainable finance. And we must follow suit at every level. Green bonds, renewable energy investments, natural-based solutions are not just climate strategies or policies, they are economic opportunities. They represent new industries, new jobs, and new wealth for our people. And in that same spirit of innovation, inclusivity, and sustainability, I want to highlight one of the most recent initiatives under the guidance of the ECCB, the recently launched Household Bond. The bond is more than a financial product. It's an opportunity for every citizen to be a part of national and regional growth. You see, traditionally, government bonds have been for institutions and larger investors, but this bond is designed with families and everyday people in mind. With its low entry point of 500 EC, the household bond makes investment accessible. Whether you are a young professional, a parent seeking a better life for your children, or someone planning for retirement, it provides secure savings, attractive returns, and a chance to build generational wealth right here at home. Beyond the personal benefit, it strengthens our economy by keeping resources circulating while promoting financial inclusion. For young people especially, it's a pathway to develop a culture that goes beyond just savings, but to investing. It ties directly into the broader agenda of empowering through wealth creation, empowering households, building resilience, and supporting national development. So my friends, the challenge before us is clear, but so too is the opportunities. We have the talent, we have the creativity, and we have the will. We have the support of strong institutions like the ECCB, which through initiatives such as the household bond are giving us the tools to transform our savings into wealth and our household into stakeholders of our future. What we need now is determination, vision, and unity of purpose. Let us therefore commit ourselves as government and as private sector leaders, as communities and as citizens to build wealth that is robust, inclusive, and sustainable. Let us ensure that when we speak of the future of the Eastern Caribbean, we're not speaking of survival, but of prosperity. The path ahead will not be easy, but it is within our reach. Together, as a region, let us create wealth that endures, wealth that uplifts, and wealth that secures the dignity of generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sampson. Anybody feels wealthy? Nobody feels wealthy? Just by listening to him, I feel wealthy, or I feel I can be wealthy. So it is possible. I know I'm from the 70s, growing up. When you hear about wealth and wealthy, you think about a certain set of people. You didn't think that, you could be wealthy, but it's in our hands. The possibilities are there. So just in case you are still a bit confused and you didn't quite get what Mr. Sampson was saying, we have Auntie Shanna to break it down for you. Here at the ECCB, we are versatile, and so we have singers, we have actors, actresses, entrepreneurs, sports people, and we have Auntie Shanna. So she's going to give you her story, break it down for you, investment.
Oh, Lord, what killing me? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Oh, Lord, what killing me? I had to get this place clean. Them children, they're not easy. Oh, Lord. Oh, wait. All you notice how them month haters done fast? It's not the other day September coming here. September came in here and say morning. Before I could answer, September gone like he has some emergency for go handle. Are we going on? Lord have mercy. And you know it end the month. I don't have to tell you where us come when the month end. All you see on my table here, so? It's all kind of bill. Light bill. Let me see what damage I do this month here. A light bill here. Jesus! A light bill like you want to shock me. I have water bill. Your water one not so bad, but you have a couple of months of rest. What? What this one here be? Dance fee. Where there another one here? Ooh, music class fee done due already. Jesus. Football. No, sir. Oh, that bill say, Lord Jesus, you got to help me this month. You're going to have to come rescue me this month. What I have here to do now? All my things, my to-do list for this month. Oh, my goodness. That little big head boy for me named Johnny. He needs another pair of sneakers. You would think I was raising Usain Bolt, the way how that boy does run through shoes. My goodness. Don't talk about the little mess I have in there, Lord Jesus, it's she I want help with. The girl busy planning her sweet 16 birthday party. If you see a list she present to me, I think the girl mistaken. She thinks she belong to the royal family. The girl say she want to start out with a brunch. Then a pool party later in the afternoon. And to wind down everything, she want to have a glow-in-the-dark festivity. Oh, you see me calamity? Lord Jesus. Me say, child, when I was your age, when I was your grade up, is one balloon they used to give me for my birthday? Or a sweetie with a marble or a chewing gum in the middle? All you ever hear about that? And that me used to get for my birthday. The child laughed like she live out. She said, yeah, yeah, yeah. She said, well, mommy, you had a really terrible experience growing up in slavery. And coming to tell me that with the freedom they have granted me, I should be happy to celebrate her birthday with she. Ah, you see me crosses, yeah? Oh, Lord, it's a good thing my other two babies can't talk yet. Then they're preschool. Preschool fee should be due to. Lord, it's not easy, It's not easy for a single mother like me. I try to save up my 2 pennies and them when the month come. But I tell you now, it's really not easy. It ain't easy for true. I have a little something in the bank, and I have another small change in the credit union. But I know I need to do something more, I know I need to do more to secure my children's future, their education. I know the little 2% can't cut it for me. And I don't want no auntie and no uncle overseas to send me something when the month done. When I think about it, I know I need to invest. Investing is really the thing for me. But it's like I want investing, but investing don't want me. What you mean? You don't hear what they does be asking for? $5,000 to start. From the time you hear that, well, me fall off. And remember today they say, to invest, you need money where you don't have to study for a good bit of years. You could imagine that? Well, how me go qualify? When every time I put something aside in a day, I next day me have to go back in there for things save me. I only wish that they could come up with an investment opportunity and a manageable starting fee for single mothers and ordinary people like me. We know we have a responsibility, but we would like to secure our children's future. I tell all it ain't easy, When I say it to all, you're watching me like all you don't believe me, But it ain't easy. Hello? Let me pinch all and tell all this up. Wally, don't tell nobody, okay? Don't tell nobody. The other day, my neighbor Mavis lost all of she meager earnings when she take it and invest it in a thing named Creative Alliance Company. Hello? The thing was sounding sweet and exciting. And all kind of people said they had signed up already. And they talk about the loads of benefit they've been reaping. Some say they don't buy car. Some say they've been done to go build house without even touching the savings. Hello? Poor Miss Mavis got sucked in. And as soon as she invests her earnings, they say the whole thing collapsed and disappear from online without warning. Oh my Lord. It's a good thing me used to listen to my granny, Because my granny used to say, when something sung so sweet, and long before it turns sour. And me always hear them say to her, that when something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. So me not be follow Miss Mavis and get trapped in that. But I did lend her a listening ear, and she did cry a lot of eye water upon my chest. But honestly, putting all joke aside, Sometimes I think my money have legs, you know. As soon as I get the money, it's like the money gonna run a race. I don't know. And as my granny used to say again, every time you turn around, is one thing after the other. One thing after the other. This bill due, that bill due. The pit me them want clothes and shoe. I go tell you something now. The other day, I made a decision to stop turning around. My neighbor called me on the phone last week. He come in to tell me. He saw me in town and he called out to me. And I refused to turn around and answer him. Me say, Bradley, don't take it personally. I decided to stop turning around because every time I turn around is one thing after the other. So me stop turning around, me not stupid. But hey, you know, I ain't giving up hope, you know. I'm not giving up hope. My children deserve better. I believe one day something going to come and I will be an investor. I will be able to secure my children's future. I am a believer. I have faith in the Father. Things must get better. All you have to stay positive. You not agree with me? Come on, man. We have to stay positive. So I believe things are going to get better. One of these days, all you stop, they don't believe with me. Wait. Lord have mercy. So long me they here attack me business with all you day. All in no work for do. Well, me don't do plenty of my work, but not the work me study. It's news time. I don't miss the news. I follow the news regularly because I always want to know what is going on around me and in the outside world internationally. So all you excuse me, let me turn on my radio and hear what they have coming up on the news today. Excuse me, I could listen to.
Hi, and welcome to the afternoon's newscast for Tuesday, 30th September 2025. I am Valencia Grant with the details. In our top story, the RGSM offers hope to ordinary investors across the ECCU. The Regional Government Securities Market, RGSM, has announced the launch of a new investment product geared specifically for individuals across the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. The new retail bond starts this October and welcomes investors to begin investing with as low as 500 EC dollars. According to the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, this move allows ordinary people across the currency union to start investing and earn a return on the RGSM. The new retail bond is safe, easy, and affordable, and hopes to see more ordinary people move from being just savers to investors. We speak with fiscal and debt specialist in the Research, Statistics, and Data Analytics Department at the ECCB, Juletta Edinburgh, after the break as we continue to follow this developing story.
All you hear what I hear? This is Christmas. Did you hear what I hear? Oh my goodness! Well, what excitement. Well, here now, I have to pack up I have to go. This is a very important, but look at that. So I was thinking, you see the same thing with us, the technology, the spine and us now. I just talking about the thing and hear the thing come over the news. I looking for investment opportunity, starting low. So single parents like me and ordinary people could get a chance. And me turn on the radio, hey, the spine and we. Now we have proof. So anyway, it's a good thing. I go in there, I'm going to finish up what I'm doing. I'm going to tune in and listen to them on the radio, talk about this thing. I'm going to take all my notes, and I'm going to be the first one in line to sign up for this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Communications Officer in the Corporate Relations Department, Shanna Derrick. And as the newscaster said, we're now going to have a live presentation on the ECCU retail bond with presenter Juletta Edinburgh.
Good afternoon, all. I don't know what to say. Shanna is just a hard act to follow, but I am here to speak about a new initiative that all those who have spoken before me have mentioned, so they are going to make my task here very easy. So all protocols established. We know that we have a packed agenda, so let's jump into it. So we've heard the term a few times this afternoon, a retail bond. And so one would ask, what is a retail bond? Essentially, a retail bond is a debt security, and from the investor's standpoint, you can say an investment product that allows individuals to lend money to the issuer, in this case, the government, in return for interest, and at the end of the bond period, you would be repaid your initial investment amount. They are generally issued in small denominations to make them more affordable and accessible to individuals. So it's a bond. The difference is the bond is only available to individual investors. And so we have what we've been talking about this afternoon, the ECCU Retail Bond Initiative. And I define that essentially as a financial program that is being designed by the ECCB in collaboration with our member countries to make investments in the regional government securities market, the RGSM, more accessible to all citizens and residents across our ECCU member countries. Why did we do this? And we've heard Auntie Shanna. I can't put it any more clearly than Auntie Shanna. But essentially, the RGSM was established in 2002, so almost 23 years ago come November. And one of the objectives of the RGSM was to provide more investment opportunities for the ECCU residents and citizens. So the market was created with that objective in mind. What we have noted, though, some 20 plus years after, is that participation in the market by individuals have been negligible. In fact, when we look at the share of individuals who invest on the market, it's just 1.5%. So the market has raised a gross amount of about 20.7 billion since its inception, and 1.5 of that represent investments by retailer investors. So that's like about a little over 300,000 of that $20.7 billion. And when we look at the individuals, so the number of people now, we are noting that about 600 individuals across our 8 member countries, and that includes some non-ECCU countries, have invested in the market. When we look at the population of the ECCU, which is roughly about 630,000 thereabout, we are saying that of that, only 600 persons have invested. And we heard the Deputy Governor speak earlier about how people allocate their earnings across savings and investments. What this says to us is that hardly any of us are using our portion of our earnings to invest in investments. practically all of it is held in savings. And when we look at the data from the market and the performance of the market, we note as well that, yes, persons have been trying to get in, but when they try, they have to compete with the institutional investors. And so 42% of persons who have tried over the years to invest on the RGSM have failed because they're competing with institutional investors who have large amounts of money to invest, and so those are the ones who are successful. And so on the 20th anniversary of the RGSM, some 2 years ago, the RDCC, which is the oversight body for the RGSM, our financial secretaries and our permanent secretaries across the ECCU, decided that this is 20 years in. We need to do something to ensure that our citizens and residents across the ECCU can really access the market. And so we did a survey to get a pulse as to why individuals have not been investing as the market was intended for them to do. And there were 3 top players that persons indicated prevented them or were impediments to them investing on the market. And these were the high minimum investment amount, high fees, and a lack of knowledge. And so we came up with this initiative to try and come up with an instrument that would be affordable to retail investors, accessible to our residents across the region. And so we came up with the retail bond. So the retail bond serves to reduce the minimum investment amount. So we've lowered the threshold from $5,000 to $500 with increments of $100. So before, you had to start with $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, and as I said, the institutional investors would then come in with $2 million, and so we are pushed out of that race. We have also included in this retail bond a maximum amount because we recognize you can have a minimum, but then you can have persons who can come in with $1 million, $2 million, and then excludes persons like Auntie Shanna and others with their smaller amounts. So there's a maximum amount of $50,000. So a minimum of $500 and a maximum of $50,000. It means that an individual can invest in that range. And we know the more we put in, the more we would get out. The retail bond is being issued on the RGSM. And for investments on the market, you have to do those through a broker. I would go through towards the end who these brokers are. And so the brokers are providing a service. And so there is a small fee that one has to pay to a broker to undertake this service. What we are doing, however, we are negotiating with the brokers to offer a reduced fee for the smaller investors. So investors who invest below $5,000, which is the current minimum on the market, the brokers have agreed that they would consider offering a lower fee for those smaller investors. And so that would take care of the lower threshold, a reduced fee for the smaller investors. And as I said, there was also, one of the concerns was the knowledge sharing. And so we are trying to do more of that, this discussion this afternoon. We've also developed a website for the retail bond. And just this morning, we were able to get the website launched. The website was designed and developed by one of our own staff, Jehu Cedra. Trust I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. And so I am grateful, we're grateful to Jehu for the work that he has done. The website is very simple for everyone to understand. One of the exciting features that I find in the website is that there's a learning hub, and it has a bond simulation, which allows an investor to understand or get an idea of how much they would earn once they leave their investment for the maturity of that instrument. And it's just a slider. So you just slide to the amount that you want to invest, if it's 1,000, 2,000, and then it will show you how much you would earn plus the amount that you invested. And so for everybody, you can get an idea in terms of what your earnings would be, what your income would be. As we've been saying, it's about moving from saving to investing. The interest rate. So the interest rate on this bond is 4.25%. So the minimum savings rate is 2%, and I am almost certain that all banks give 2%. We are offering for this instrument an interest rate of 4.25%. The tenor is 2 years, and so an interest would be paid semi-annually. So once you keep your investment for the 2-year period, then you know that you would be more than doubling the earnings that you would get had you leave that amount in your savings. And so again, I piggyback on what the Deputy Governor said in terms of when we're building our portfolio, you have some funds in your savings, yes, because you need to be able to access your savings, and you also have funds put aside for investments that would allow you to earn a little more, and over time, as you start your investment journey, then you start thinking about investing in other types of instruments and building your wealth. The retail bond is to be auctioned or issued or rolled out on the 31st of October. So we essentially have a month in which to invest in that. We have also, in this retail bond, to make it more accessible to individuals, we have extended the subscription period. So currently on the market, when a security, a treasury bill, or a bond is issued, the auction starts at 9 a.m. and closes at 12. So again, you see why the institutional investors who have more knowledge about the market would get in. What we have designed in this retail instrument is that we would extend the subscription period to 3 weeks. So it would be launched on the 31st of October, and it closes on the 21st of November. That is not to say that we wait until the 21st of November or the 20th of November to decide to invest. Because the way this bond would be allocated, it would be based on a first-come, first-served basis. Meaning that the governments that would be issuing it would indicate that the amount that they would like to raise. We would all indicate to our brokers the amount that we want to invest. And once that figure is arrived at, then that is the amount that would be allocated to the brokers. So to give a practical example, if the government is issuing $5 million, as is the case with this bond, and we all invest, all right? And on the 21st of November, we have bids, all that we've indicated we want, of $7 million. It means the persons who came in first to get to that 5 million, those are the ones who would be successful in this retail auction that we're starting with. So don't procrastinate. I can tell you that 2 governments are to be issuing the inaugural retail instruments, the government of Grenada and the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. Grenada, the government of Grenada, has already announced its household bond, as they term it. They did that last week, Monday. And up to today, they have already seen interest from persons. About 500 individuals have already indicated. Remember I said earlier, for the 23 years of the market, existence of the market, only 600 persons across the 8 countries have invested in the market. And we're already seeing interest, in the case of the Grenada's bond, of 500 persons, all right? So if we assume that the majority of those are new investors, then we understand the plight of persons like Auntie Shanna, who I'll keep referring to, that they have been trying to get in. I heard a colleague of mine say when the Grenada issue was announced and the colleague was asked, are you going to invest? And the person said, most definitely, I am no longer excluded from the market. And so that is why we are bringing this instrument to the market. So I would just go through quickly some of the steps to invest. So as I indicated earlier, we have to invest through a broker. So choose a broker. Once you've chosen a broker, you have to open a brokerage account with that preferred broker. Opening a brokerage account is free. You just have to answer some questions, complete some forms. The brokers are trying to understand your risk appetite. You're someone who likes to take risks so that they can advise accordingly. Because this brokerage account, once you've opened it, it affords you the opportunity to invest in all kinds of other securities, right? I would say you determine the amount that you wish to invest. And in doing that, ensure that you would not need that amount in the 2-year period. Because if you were to break your investment, it means you're losing some of the earnings that you had hoped to get. So ensure that you're not taking up all your savings, but you are allocating across your savings and your investment accordingly, and the amount that you wish to invest, up to $50,000, you would not be needing it for that 2-year period. That way you can earn your full 4.25%. Then you confirm this with your broker. You have to fund your brokerage account with the amount, and then the brokers will place the bid on your behalf when the auction opens on October 31st. And so in the region, we have currently 6 brokers. I will just indicate who they are. In Grenada, we have the Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited. Here in St. Kitts and Nevis, there are 2 brokers, the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank Limited and the Bank of Nevis Limited. In St. Lucia, there are also 2 brokers, Bank of St. Lucia Limited and First Citizens Investment Services Limited. And in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, there's the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines Limited. So we do not have brokers in all the member countries, but the brokers are accessible to everyone irrespective of your resident country. We had a discussion last week, and one of the brokers said most of their business come from outside their resident country. So you just have to make contact with the broker. The broker information can be found on the ECSC online website. The broker information is also on the website that I indicated we've developed for the retail bond, ECCU-retailbond.com, and we are continuing to update the content on the website. So as we have discussions with persons and they ask questions and they suggest additional information that will be useful, we are updating the website. And so what is the ask? As we like to say here at ECCB, call to action. We see the theme for FIM Month, from financial investing, from savers to investors. We've heard the individuals. They said that there are impediments to the existing market that doesn't allow them to compete with the institutional investors. And so we have taken action. We have introduced this new product, the retail bond, as a first step to becoming investors, moving from savers to investors. And so we're encouraging all ECCU citizens, residents, to take advantage of this product that we are bringing to the market. And we're inviting all our film partners and the media to help us to promote this instrument, to bring awareness to the retail bond that would be issued by the governments of Grenada and the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. And so I end here because Shermalon has already said to me 10 minutes. So I trust that I have done well in my 10 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Juletta. So I hope everybody feels energized and empowered. Auntie Shana, it's only $500. I hope you feel that you can invest, and I hope all the other people of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union feel that we all can invest because the opportunity is now available. And so along that same line of investment, we also have a program, like I said at the start, a Financial Information Month we target from the very little ones. And so I will now call on Business Development Executive at the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange, Yuloka Harmony Brown, to tell us about the 3rd annual Regional Schools Investment Competition. And when she's done, we'll hear from students of the Adelphi Secondary School in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They are the winners of last year's competition.
Thank you, Sherbalon. Greetings all. Protocols established, and welcome to the launch of Film Festival 2025, which is gearing up to be a transformative year for financial literacy. We are pleased at the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange to once again partner with the Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulatory Commission, as well as 6 licensed member brokers operating in the market. Juletta mentioned them, but I'll mention them again. First Citizens Investment Services Limited, Bank of St. Lucia Limited, Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited, Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines Limited, St. Kitts Nevis Angola National Bank, and Bank of Nevis, to bring to you the 3rd annual Regional Schools Investment Competition. So as Shermalon mentioned, we are targeting young persons from grades 3rd form through 6th form, and it's essentially providing them with education in investing fundamentals, and they also gain first-hand knowledge in experience of trading securities on the market. So we thank as well the Ministry of Education because they endorse the program, support us every year, and they also provide and assist us with sharing the information to all the schools. Essentially, registration has been open for some time, and so I would like to encourage those schools who have not yet signed up. Registration closes this week, 3rd of October, 6:00 p.m. So we encourage all schools to come on board and take advantage of this opportunity. As a precursor to the competition, we usually host an investment education webinar. And this investment education webinar is actually taking place this week. It's Thursday, 2nd of October. In addition to the student participants and the teacher guides, it is open to as many students as the schools can accommodate virtually, because it's an education session. And so we encourage everyone to join in that education webinar. And of course, teachers and general public can tune in as well to see what it's all about. All of this information we've shared with the Ministries of Education and schools, but it's also located on the ECSC website. That's ecsconline.com. And once you log on to the website, you can click on that banner you see up there, the Regional Schools Investment Competition, and it leads you to the information page. That page provides all of the information related to the competition, and you also have the link at the top of the page to register, and you also have another link on the page which takes you to the investment education webinar. So it is the link to join the Zoom education webinar. If you scroll up a little bit, yes, so you see register for the competition, and then you also have investment education webinar. You can log on the 2nd of October at 9:00. So, and of course, you can reach out to us if you still need additional information. We're open to sharing that with you. We're very pleased this year to be on the calendar for Film Festival. Obviously, it fits in seamlessly with theme from savers to investors, and this particular initiative targets young persons. So on behalf of the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange and all our partner organizations, we wish all of the schools well in your endeavor to become Regional Champion 2025-2026. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yuluka. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Adelphi Secondary. And I must say, I feel very proud to say Adelphi Secondary. That's my school. Adelphi, are you ready? There they are. Okay. They just share some reflections with us, and I hope this will be useful to the other students who are participating in this year's competition. Go ahead, please. We are not hearing you. Please ensure that your mic is turned on. Adelphi, please hold. We are not hearing you. Coselle, if you're hearing us, please ask the students to hold a moment while we check the audio issue, because we are not hearing them.
Taking with us Thank you once again to the organizers and my teammates.
Sorry, that was your little rehearsal, your test. We did not hear you. If you can start again, please. Thank you.
Testing. Good afternoon. My name is Deandra Peters, and on behalf of the Adelphi Enterprise, I would like to thank the organizers for hosting such a meaningful event. This competition was more than just numbers and investments. It was about putting ourselves in the shoes of real world. This competition was more than just numbers and investments. It was about putting ourselves in the shoes of real world decision making. We had to analyze options, take risks, and think like we were real investors. The competition challenged us to balance ambition with caution. Every decision felt like it could make or break our portfolio, and that pressure pushed us to be more thoughtful and deliberate. There were moments when we struggled, when the data didn't align, or when we disagreed on the right strategy. But those struggles became opportunities for us to communicate better, weigh different perspectives, and work together as one team. What we discovered is that this competition mirrors real life. Success does not come from playing it safe nor rushing in blindly. It comes from teamwork, careful planning, and the courage to make bold, informed choices. In the end, we emerge victorious. In the end, emerging victorious is not just about the title. It's about the skills, resilience, and lessons we're taking with us. Thank you once again to the organizers and and my teammates.
Good day, everyone. My name is Cheyenne Brown, and I am representing the Adelphi Secondary School, the winners of the second annual investments competition. Taking part in this challenge was a very rewarding experience for my team and I. It allowed us to step into the world of investing and financial decision making, which at first seemed complicated, but through teamwork, research, and guidance, we grew more confident. One of the most important lessons we learned is that financial literacy is about is is about more than just knowing how to spend or save. It's about knowing how to it's about planning, managing risk, and making informed choices for the future. This competition showed us that even as students, we can start developing skills now. On behalf of my school, I want to thank the organizers for giving us this opportunity. We are excited to be part of this opening of the Financial Literacy Week and we look forward to learning, sharing, and encouraging other young people to take financial education seriously.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Devrani Williams, and on behalf of the Adelphi Secondary School, I'm part of the Adelphi Enterprises Group. I want to thank the organizers for organizing this event. It is very entertaining, and we learned a lot from it.
Good afternoon. My name is John T. Robinson, and I'm part of the Adelphi Secondary School. After winning the second annual investment competition, feel accomplished knowing that the work I put off. It came with a sense of relief, especially given how tough and stressful the competition was. I was overwhelmed winning the competition. The victory gave me a sense of recognition of my talent and determination. The practices and sacrifices were worth it. I want to say a heartwarming thanks to my teammates and teachers, especially Miss Brown. I came into this competition to learn more about the stock market and investing.
Thank you very much, Adelphi Secondary School, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, for sharing your experience with us. We now move on to hearing from our Financial Information Month partners about their calendar of events, what they have in store for Financial Information Month Festival 2025. They will not go through their entire program, but just to highlight some key events. We'll start off with Anguilla, and just to say that this year we have 112 FIM partners in Anguilla. There are 12 of them. I'll take this opportunity to recognize these partners. We have the Anguilla Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Anguilla Development Board, Anguilla Financial Services Commission, Anguilla Social Security Board, D3 Enterprises Limited, Liberty Cooperative Credit Union, which is new. They're joining FIM for the first time, so special welcome to Liberty Cooperative Credit Union. We have Maluana Anico Insurance Company Limited, Ministry of Finance, Nagico Insurance Company Limited, National Caribbean Insurance Company Limited, National Commercial Bank of Anguilla Limited, and Republic Bank Anguilla Limited. 12 financial institutions partnering for Financial Information Month in Anguilla. Last year, one of their big events was the road shows with the media and FIM partners. We'll hear now what they have in store for us for 2025. Karen Hodge, Executive Assistant Corporate Officer at National Bank of Anguilla Limited, will let us know what's happening in Anguilla for Financial Information Month Festival 2025.
I would like to adopt the protocol already established and say greetings from Anguilla. Our calendar of events for Anguilla include, but is not limited to, primary school visits, where we will engage in financial literacy lessons with students, financial tips that will be played daily during the month of October. The tips will provide simple and effective messages on the FIM theme. The tips will be released on Radio Anguilla, Class FM Radio, and on the Government of Anguilla TV advertising displays that are throughout the island. There will be live radio shows with discussions on FIM messaging on the 15th and the 16th of October. We hope to have Juletta present on Anguilla for those 2 days, and Yoluka will join us virtually on those discussions. The FIM partners will participate in those lively and educational discussions on the FIM messaging while engaging with the public on accessing resources to move them from savers to investors and providing information on investment opportunities regionally, including the government retail bond that we just heard about and other investment opportunities through ECCB. Another activity which would be part of our calendar of events would include how we serve you FIM Roadshow at FIM partner organizations. FIM partner organizations, each of the organizations would have a roadshow to promote their products and services as financial solutions in line with the FIM theme and areas of focus while showcasing their FIM Corner display. These events will be covered live by the media via radio and Facebook. Another one of our big activities is the charitable initiative Giving Back to the Community. That includes a walkathon for hope, walkathon, and a collaborative project with FIM partners and the Angular Cancer Society and the Hughes Medical Center. The FIM partners are coming together to sponsor mammograms for financially vulnerable women in our community. These mammograms are at discounted rates from Hughes Medical Center. And those are the major activities from the Angular calendar of events.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hodge. We now move on to Antigua and Barbuda, and we have...
You're welcome.
We have Shari Irish, Administrative Officer at the ECCB Agency Office in Antigua and Barbuda.
Good afternoon, everyone. All protocols published. Good day. And Barbuda's FIM calendar of events include weekly financial tips, schools outreach, and T-shirt days. Your Money, Your Business seminar, hosted by the St. John's Cooperative Credit Union, takes place on Tuesday, October 14th. However, our main events include a FIM scavenger hunt under the theme Treasure Your Future, a financial quest, on Sunday, 19th October. This fun event is designed to empower individuals with basic knowledge about financial investing, encouraging you to move from savers to savvy investors. Whether you are new to finance or an experienced investor, this scavenger hunt is the perfect opportunity to learn and grow in a dynamic and interactive way. On Sunday, October 26th, we are supporting the launch of Auntie Honey's Money at the UE Global Campus. Auntie Honey's Money is a children's book designed to introduce young readers while promoting the value of financial literacy through fun, engaging stories, and interactive activities. This event also includes a Youth Entrepreneurs Expo, where the children aged 5 to 12 have the opportunity to showcase their creativity and business ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Shari. And at this time, we would like to recognize our partners in Antigua and Barbuda. There are 14 of them: Eastern Caribbean Amalgamated Bank, CIBC Caribbean, ECCB Caribbean, Caribbean Union Bank, Finance and Development Company Limited, Sagicor Antigua, Antigua and Barbuda Social Security Board, Newsco Limited, Antigua Barbuda Broadcasting Service, Chazo Media, St. John's Cooperative Credit Union, Community First Cooperative Credit Union, Antigua and Barbuda Bankers Association, and joining FIM for the first time, new partner, SLW Production. We now move on to the Commonwealth of Dominica, and here we have most partners. We have 21 partners in the Commonwealth of Dominica. I'll run through them quickly because we like to recognize our partners and thank them for their support. University of the West Indies, Republic Bank, EC Dominica Limited, National Bank of Dominica, National Development Foundation of Dominica, Sagicor, Insurance Company of the West Indies, Central Cooperative Credit Union Limited, Dominica Social Security Limited, National Cooperative Credit Union, Pan American Association, NAGICO, Dominica Electricity Services, Dominica Water and Sewage Company Limited, Dominica Cooperative Societies League Limited, Agricultural, Industrial and Development Bank of Dominica, SurePay, Corp F Insurance Company Limited, West Coast Credit Union, Flow Dominica, Finance Focus, and Digicel. Last year, one of the highlights of the Dominica calendar of activities was a first-time competition among the college, a Kahoot quiz where the children, they showed their financial knowledge, vied for prizes. We'll now invite Elaine Abel, Marketing Officer at National Bank of Dominica Limited, to tell us what they have in store for us for 2025.
Good afternoon, everyone. Protocol has already been established and we wish to adopt that. I am Alian Abel, Marketing Officer at NBD. So for the month of October, we wish to share what Dominica will be focusing on for Financial Information Month. As traditional, we would also have our radio programs along with airing our financial tips on our national radio. We will also have the live Kahoot session competition with our students at the Dominica State College. It was indeed engaging last year, and we are going to do it again this year. We are also going to focus on empowering and inspiring our youth through a workshop with our students from grades 4 to grade 6 in the East. That's in the rural communities in the East. This consists of 5 schools within that catchment area. Also, we will have social media engagement where all our FIM partners will be participating and discussing our saving and investment strategies. We are also going to support the University of the West Indies with a lecture which will focus on traditional community livelihood. Following that, we are also going to have our Cancer Society Walk, which is actually happening this Saturday, where we walk to support those who have cancer. We will also be supporting and donating to three societies, and they are the Dominica Cancer Society, the Dominica Dementia Foundation, as well as the Kalinago Child Support Foundation, Inc. But finally, what we would like to do is to invite everyone to Dominica, because not only do we have our Financial Information Month in October, but we celebrate our independence season, and during that time, it is a peak time for us where we have our World Creole Music Festival, and NBD is actually the premium financial sponsor for the festival, so we want to welcome each and every one of you for 3 nights of pulsating reading. Thank you.
So it's festival time in Dominica, in the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much. We now move on to Grenada, and in Grenada we have 14 partners: ECCB Grenada Bank, Ariza Credit Union, Demerara Mutual Life Assurance Society, Financial Intelligence Unit, Grenada Authority for Regulation of Financial Institutions, Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited, Grenada Development Bank, Ministry of Finance, Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited, National Insurance Scheme. If you can please mute your mics, please. Nexa Credit Union, Republic Bank Grenada Limited, and we have 2 new partners. Special welcome to Grenada Citizen Advice and Small Business Agency, Grencase, and My Finance, MyFi. One of the highlights of the 2024 calendar was a financial fair at the car park. They went out into the country, Grenville, St. Andrew. To tell us what's in store for 2025, we have Renisha Joseph, Marketing Officer, Public Relations, Grenada Corp Bank Limited.
Good afternoon to everyone. With protocol already established, a warm greetings from the Isle of Spice, Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. So we have for our year, for our month, October 2025, we already started with a wonderful church service yesterday. We have to start it with Sunday, with God. Of course, as we go through the week, we will be doing a lot of radio stations and TV program during the week at various radio stations in Grenada and also in Carriacou, which is our sister island, not leaving it out at all. Of course, we have a small business workshop with some other persons in it. We're trying to have this at one of our secondary schools. So as we get later on into the October month, we'll definitely tell you more about this. And of course, investment forum, which we'll be speaking about, and the other countries, we definitely be having one this year. And also for the youth investment forum, we're looking at to get involved our tertiary education institution like TAMCC, Newell, and other schools for this year youth investment forum. So we are working on numerous things for this month of October, and so look out for great things from Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique.
Okay, thank you very much, Grenada. Yes, we do look forward to that. We now move on to Montserrat, where we have 13 partners: Bank of Montserrat Limited, St. Patrick's Cooperative Credit Union, Montserrat Building Society Limited, Montserrat Financial Services Commission, Ministry of Finance and Economic Management, Montserrat Social Security, Digicel, Regal Dental, Montserrat Red Cross, Dr. Tiffany Skerritt Fleming, and in Montserrat we have 3 new partners this year. Special welcome to the Public Library, Alan Shepherd, Shepherd Investment Limited, and the Royal Montserrat Police Service. Of course, Montserrat is known for its wellness walk. Last year they walked from Koja Head to Little Bay Boardwalk. This year we have 2 representatives to tell us what's happening in Montserrat: Joan McPherson and Clarabelle. Elizabeth was helping me to pronounce this one. Figueroa Garcia. Sorry if I did not say it correctly. And they are at a special location, if you notice. They are at ZJB Radio Studio.
Good afternoon, everyone. Greetings from Montserrat. I am Claribel Figueroa Garcia from the Montserrat Financial Services Commission, one of the partners for FAME 2025 in Montserrat. So this year in Montserrat, we have a full month of activities, and this ranges from our regular activities, and we also have some exciting new additions, which my partner will discuss with you later on. So we will launch our first activity, which will be the church service taking place this Sunday, October 5th, 2025. And we will also have some radio tips on our national radio station. And it will be focused on this year's main area, from savers to investors. And we will also have radio quizzes, and this will range for a period of 3 weeks. And we will have one last radio quiz on the last Friday of October. And now I will bring you on to my partner to discuss some further details.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joanne McPherson. Continuing, we will be introducing a paint and chat, which we will be collaborating with the Montserrat Public Library, with the area of focus on saving and investment. The age range for this activity is ages 8 to 12. Keeping the focus on the children, we will be visiting the 3 primary schools on the island. On every Wednesday, starting next week, Wednesday, the 8th, we will have all the managers of the financial institutions. They will be doing an individual presentation. The last Wednesday, which is the 29th, we will be having an interactive panel discussion with all the managers. The public is asked to advise to call in if you have questions. The managers will happily answer your questions. We also want to promote investment. Therefore, there will be a daily mini-series by Shepherd Investment Limited out of Trinidad. This series will start with the topic, Save It to Grow It. Invest today, celebrate tomorrow. Investment, high risk, low risk, no risk. And finally, go forth and grow. Our investment intervention by the Eastern Security Exchange and the ECCB Retail Bond Program. The public eagerly looks forward to our Kahoot competition, where we will focus on financial concept to include our area of focus, savings and investments.
Thank you. And further to the radio tips, this will also be translated in Creole and Spanish language for our different communities here in Montserrat. And also, of course, we are a giving community. So to end our theme, we will do so with a donation to a charitable institution. And finally, to close off activities as a team, the partners will compete against each other on a games night. So thank you and join us for FIM 2025 from savers to investors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Montserrat. Packed program. We now move on to St. Christopher and Nevis right here. We have 14 partners, ECHMB, that's the Eastern Caribbean Home Mortgage Bank, St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank, Ministry of Social Development, ROCO, UWI, Caribbean Confederation of Credit Unions, Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulatory Commission, NAGICOR, SAGICOR, St. Kitts Credit Union, TDC Financial Services and TDC Insurance, First Federal Credit Union, Republic Bank, CIBC, FCIB. Last year we joined and we were at the Charles E. Halbert Library. First time in a long time we went there and we had a great time with the children for our Children's Library Hour. Dion Batiste Clark, Business Development Manager at First Federal Cooperative Credit Union, will take you through the St. Christopher and Nevis program of activities.
A pleasant good afternoon to everyone. I've been tasked with sharing with you some of our plans for FIM month that would be executed across St. Kitts and Nevis. As SKN partners, we each have a role to play in bringing these initiatives to life. To kick things off, we would have Library Hour here in St. Kitts on October 4th and over in Nevis on October 18th. The premise behind this initiative is meant to spark interest among our children in saving and investing, and also it provides an interactive space for them to really receive the messages that we're trying to share. In addition to that, we have a radio drama series where we would be dramatizing a little bit like what we saw earlier from its Auntie Shana, right? The investing, why it's important and how we could go about that. That would be a radio series that would span approximately 5 weeks. It's a creative and entertaining way to teach financial lessons through storytelling, and it's also designed to resonate with a wider audience. We also have radio programs where each of our financial partners would have the opportunity to address members of the public at our local radio stations. Each of us has a segment that we've chosen, and we would use that time to share, again, to expound on our message of savers to investors. We also have secondary school visits that we would be doing throughout the Federation here in St. Kitts and Nevis, again, to reinforce our messages. And we also, we'll be wrapping things up at the end of the month with an investment fair. Again, the purpose of this is to highlight the event to highlight Investors to Save Us, also to bring all our partners together and share more information about financial wellness, encourage participation, networking, and also the sharing of innovative financial solutions. So all these activities are basically meant to inform and inspire people. They underscore the importance of financial literacy and inclusion, and they give us, our financial institutions, schools, and communities, a chance to work together towards building a more resilient and financially sound community. And that's it from us.
Thank you very much, Dion. Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange, one of our very long-standing partners for FIM here in St. Christopher and Nevis. I didn't say financial. Financial Services Regulatory Commission. Thank you. We now move on to St. Lucia. 10 partners, really encapsulated in the Bankers Association, most of the members there. They have been providing great support over the past few years. Bank of St. Lucia, CIBC, First National Bank, Republic Bank EC Limited, St. Lucia, Financial Investment and Consultancy Services, First Citizens Investment Services, St. Lucia Development Bank, Sagicor Finance, St. Lucia Mortgage Finance, and Capital Finance. St. Lucia's partners are known for their financial fairs. Last year they were at Constitution Park in Castries. We now invite Cassandra Richards, Operations Assistant at Bank of St. Lucia, to let us know what's happening in St. Lucia for FIM 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me adopt the protocols already established. Greetings from the beautiful island of St. Lucia. We hope to open our Financial Information Month with a grand fair within the city of Castries. This represents our 4th annual hosting of this premier event, which has received tremendous support over the past 3 years, and we hope it will be the same this year. This year, the event will be held in the Derek Walcott Square on Tuesday, October 7th, 2025, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And as usual, we'll have all the licensed financial institutions and members of the Bankers Associations of St. Lucia present in one location to provide the public with all the financial information needed to become empowered to make the right financial choices. It will be a festive day since we intend to make financial information and learning fun and entertaining. Once again this year, our MC will be Mr. Carlton Cyril, aka Cokes, a well-known St. Lucian Creole entertainer. Although we plan to reach our various institutions, we would like to take this opportunity to invite all civil servants, including teachers, the police, nurses, members of the private sector, the various taxi associations, vendors associations, lawyers, doctors, members of the Chamber of Commerce, to come down to the Derek Walcott Square and be part of a grand financial fair. Once again, at the Derek Walcott Square on Tuesday, 7th October 2025, to be part of a grand event. There will be trivial questions and lots of prizes to be won. Additionally, we invite the public to stay tuned to their favorite radio stations, as various financial institutions will be making their round during Financial Information Month. In further observance of the month, we do intend to do school visits to share financial information with the students. Topics such as savings, budgeting, investing, needs versus wants, and basic money sense will be discussed. We are definitely looking forward to a fun-filled month. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, St. Lucia and the St. Lucia Bankers Association. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, partners there, Bank of SVG, Republic Bank EC Limited, First National Bank, National Insurance Services, Police Cooperative Credit Union, Teachers Cooperative Credit Union, General Employees Cooperative Credit Union, Financial Services Authority, First Citizen Investment Services, Building and Loan Association, Kingstown Cooperative Credit Union, Chamber of Industry and Commerce, and new partner joining this year, National Development Foundation. So special welcome and appreciation for the National Development Foundation for coming on board. St. Vincent seems to focus a lot on the youth, which is good. Last year, one of the key activities was a youth symposium, which included students, members of sports clubs, and youth organizations. Shanice Wickham, Marketing Officer of the Police Cooperative Credit Union, will take us through the program for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Shanice? Shani, we're not hearing you. Still not hearing you, so if you can check. Unmute, yes.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, thank you, Shani.
Yes, wonderful. As I was saying, good afternoon, everyone. And with protocol already being established, we have established that on several occasions. I would like to introduce what we will be doing in St. Vincent, along with the ECCB, as part of FIM month for October. Right? So it is a pleasure to share with you the exciting lineup we have prepared for Financial Information Month 2025. This year, our focus is on impact, inclusion, and innovation. And we have designed a dynamic calendar to reflect just that. We kick things off on October 7th with a sit-down panel discussion featuring voices that matter and inspire. Right? Then on October 21st, we bring in a conversation to the national level with our national symposium. A powerful student and business panel that promises to be one of the main highlights of our activities. All right? Throughout the month, we'll be dropping daily social media reels packed with financial tips to keep our listeners informed and empowered right from their phones. So we are incorporating technology into our activities as well. Right? And then we're going to be hitting the road with our whistle stop. We'll be hitting the road with our whistle stop, a national outreach where we engage. All right. So whistle stops, a national outreach happening on October 18th, which will bring the financial education directly to the people of our villages and our towns in St. Vincent. Our school outreach program will take place every Thursday in October, and with the success of that from last year and into this year, we would hopefully extend this into November as well, where we engage students from the primary and secondary level with tokens and interactive learning on saving and investing to encourage young investors. And finally, we wrap up the month with our exciting Pound the Pavement Financial Fair on October 31st, where we take our financial services to the streets, directly to people in a fun, vibrant, and engaging way. So, gearing up for a month of learning, sharing, and growing, together we are building stronger financial futures. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you to all our Financial Information Month partners and all the presenters. Exciting calendar of activities in the various member countries. And thank you for your hard work, and I wish all of you success, all of us, in our various activities. We now open to the media. If you have questions for our Financial Information Month partners, just open your microphone and pose your questions. Anything online? Okay, so we are not. Country managers, you can indicate if you have any media houses, media practitioners in your location who have questions. If not, we'll move on. Okay, no questions. I think our calendars are clear and exciting. And of course, we look forward to the usual support of the media throughout the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union to assist us with taking our messages to the people. We now come to a close, and I'll invite Customer Services Manager at the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Building and Loans Association, Ava Weeks, to give the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Your mic just went off again. We heard good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes.
On behalf of the Financial Information Month partners and the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, it is my distinct pleasure to extend sincere thanks to all who contributed to the success of today's regional media launch of FIM 2025. First, we would like to thank the Deputy Governor of the ECCB, Dr. Valda F. Henry, for her inspiring opening remarks, which set the tone for today's discussions. We also thank Ms. Verlene Joseph for her opening prayer, and we deeply appreciate and are grateful for all our presenters today, starting with Mr. Dwight Sampson for his insightful presentation on wealth creation, Ms. Shanna Derrick, who creatively reminded us through drama of the importance of investment, Ms. Julietta Edinburgh for highlighting the ECCU's Retail Bond Initiative, Ms. Yuluka Amoni Brown of the ECSE for sharing on the Regional Schools Investment Competition, together with our ECSE Regional School Investment Competition champions of 2024, the Adelphi Secondary School of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, whose reflections inspired us all. We also extend appreciation to our FIM partners for their continued collaboration and to our media colleagues for engaging us today and for helping us to spread the message of FIM across all 8 member countries of the ECCU: Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Finally, we thank each of you who joined us this afternoon. Your participation reaffirms the collective spirit behind Financial Information Month. As we move into the month of activities, may we continue to work together to build a financially strong and resilient ECCU. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Weeks, and that brings us to the end of the 2025 Financial Information Month Festival Regional Media Launch. We want to say special thanks to, we know we went live in Dominica, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as on Eastern Caribbean Central Bank social media platforms. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for coming. We have a pleasant afternoon.
Caribbean Currency Union, financial. If you don't know what that is, let me tell you all about it. Learn to spend wisely. Invest to grow your money. Business stability. Heavily regions economy. Work to financial security. Prosperity for all of it. FIM is for you and me. FIM is for everybody. So tell your friends and your whole family. Financial empowerment through education. Build yourself and the entire vision. Learn to spend wisely. Invest to grow your money. Business stability. Step up financially. Financial Information Month. Financial empowerment through education.